My name is Professor Nick Cutter. 8 years ago, my wife Helen disappeared. I discovered she had stepped into the past through ruptures in time called anomalies. Now creatures from the past threaten the future of the human race. There's only a small group of people who know the truth. My research team. Stephen Hart, Connor Temple, and Abby Maitland, and government officials James Lester and Claudia Brown. I returned from the past to find that something has gone terribly wrong, and Claudia Brown has vanished as though she was never even born. I've come back to a different world, and Helen and I are the only two people who know it.
What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is episode 2 of reviewing Primeval action figures, and today we are looking at the Primeval Professor Nick Cutter and Time Anomaly set. Now this is a part of wave 1, and this is not the first Nick Cutter figure release. There was a earlier release where Nick Cutter came with 2 Hesperornis figures, and then he was repackaged with this Anomaly. Now before taking a look at these figures, I want to take a look at the packaging because I actually have the original packaging that it came with. So without further ado, and here is the packaging, and you can see it's definitely interesting. It has the Anomaly inside of the package. On the top of the package it says Primeval. On the bottom left you can see Professor Nick Cutter, and on the bottom it says Professor Nick Cutter and Time Anomaly. And what's cool, you can see little creatures in the shards like the dodo and the Gorgonopsid, as well as another Gorgonopsid up there. I wish they made a Gorgonopsid figure. And they also have a Scutosaurus right there. You can also see the Future Predator right there, as well as the character options logo and the thing that says fully posable action figure. On the top of the box it says Primeval, as well as the character options website, and it says Professor Nick Cutter and Time Anomaly. On this side you can see information about the Anomaly, as well as information about Professor Nick Cutter. Now for the back of the box, it shows you all the other figures you can get in the wave. It also says Primeval, other figures included. The other figures in the wave are Stephen Hart with 3 giant arachnids, James Lester and Future Predator, and Abby Maitland with Rex, the dodos, and a little tiny parasite. We do get some barcodes below, and on the bottom it's translucent. And that was it for the packaging, so now let's take a look at the figure itself. So here is the action figure, and he looks very cool. I do like this figure a lot. I could definitely see the likeness to Douglas Henschel, especially because they hand sculpted these figures, which is very nice. I do like the hair sculpt, it's very cool. They gave it like this blonde wash, and for the jacket, it's a nice green coloration with all different pockets and buttons. The undershirt is black, but the jacket itself is made of like a rubbery material. And for the pants, it's also very nice sculpted. It's this cream colored pants, and it has all these different like folds and wrinkles on it. And even the boots, they're very nice, well sculpted. They have like actual like stitching paint details around the rims, which is very nice. And on the bottom of the shoes, it just says where the figure was made, and overall, this figure just looks absolutely incredible. Now going over the articulation, the head can look side to side. I think it could do 360, but it's blocked by the collar. The arms can do 360 degrees, as well as it has a upper bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, as well as a hand swivel. His waist can go side to side. His legs can kick forward. Both of his legs go out so he can do the splits. He has an upper thigh swivel, and finally single jointed knees. And that was it for Nick Cutter, so now let's take a look at the Anomaly. And here is the Anomaly, and it looks very cool. Now there are 2 anomalies that they made. They made the large electronic Anomaly that came with Tom Ryan, And they made this one, which is smaller and doesn't have any electronic features. But looking at the detail in this figure, it's very nice. As you can see, it has these little like glass shard designs all throughout the little areas. And on this side, it looks like the anomaly is coming right at you, while the other side it's separated apart. It's so cool how they did this figure because it might be really hard to do a anomaly as a toy. Now it does have a little base that it stands on, and you can take it on and off by just plugging it back into the base as so. And here's the anomaly compared to Nick Cutter, and the scaling is pretty well. It's definitely more of a human size anomaly, and the anomaly is clear enough where you can kind of see him through one of the shards. Now for measuring these figures out, Professor Nick Cutter stands 5.5 inches tall, and the anomaly is just under 6 inches tall. And as for a size comparison, here he is next to the raptor that I reviewed in episode 1. Please go check that video out. And here he is next to his best friend slash co-worker, Stephen Hart. I will be doing a future episode review on him. And speaking of another future episode review, here is the Smilodon I am planning on reviewing in the future. And finally, here they are next to the 10th Doctor, also made by Character Options. And that was it for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving me a like as well as comment if you made it to the end of the video. And as always, you guys take care and God bless.